Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Get Placed Soon. Also, welcome to the episode 11 of Leetcode SQL 50 challenge. In the previous videos, we have completed so many problems. Also, we are just left with one problem from the basic joins concept, that is confirmation rate. Let's get started with that problem. By this video, we will be completing all the problems from the basic joins concept. So, in this problem confirmation rate, we have two tables. One table says signups. It has user ID and it has timestamp of when the user has signed up to that particular software. And we have one more table, that is confirmation table, which has user ID, timestamp and action. Action will say if the confirmation is passed or if the confirmation is timed out. So this is just for sign up, which means just logging in and giving the password. But in this confirmation table, you will have information on who all users have requested a confirmation. So if a user has requested a confirmation, that user ID details, the timestamp for that request, and the action will mention if the confirmation request has been approved or timed out. So the action column will consist of two things. One is either confirmed or timed out. Something like success or failed. Okay. So these two tables we have here. So the confirmation rate of a user is the number of confirmed messages divided by total number of requested confirmed messages. So for every particular user, we have to calculate the confirmation rate. How can we calculate the confirmation rate? For that particular user, how many times he requested and how many times the requested got accepted. Okay, accepted by total number of requests will give us the confirmation rate. After that, we need to round the result to 2 decimal places. Now, if a confirmation rate of a user did not request any confirmation messages. So for example, if any user is just signed up to the organization but still did not make any request, in that case the confirmation rate would be 0. Okay, now moving ahead, let's take an example. In this example, we have user IDs, 4 user IDs, 3, 7, 2, 6. Speaking about 6 is the guy who signed up to this organization because he is there in this table. And 6 is the guy who is not there in the table. So, 6th guy did not make any confirmation request at all. Then in that case, the confirmation rate would be 0. Now, speaking about 3 made 2 confirmation requests. So, whatever entries are there in this table will mention they made a confirmation request. If the confirmation request is accepted or not will be mentioned in this column of this table. Okay. Now 3 made 2 confirmation requests. 2 of them failed. So what will be the confirmation rate? 0. Now 7 made 3 confirmation requests. Out of them, 3 of them got accepted. 3 of them got confirmed. Therefore, the confirmation rate will be 1. 3 by 3, it will be 1. Now 2 made 2 confirmation requests. Out of them, 1 got confirmed and 1 got timed out. So out of 2, 1 got confirmed. 1 by 2, that will be the confirmation rate will be 0.5. You can see all these things here. So if a user did not make any request, how are we representing it? 0.00. If it failed also, the confirmation rate is 0, then also we are mentioning it as 0.00. In this format we are mentioning it. So while writing the SQL code, we have to make sure the result should be like this. Now let's understand the approach. First, what we are going to do is we will left join both the tables, the user ID tables and the sign up tables. Why we are doing left join is we will consider this table as left table, this table as right table. Here in the left table we have this user details 6, which we need in the output also. But in the right table we don't have that. That's why we need this left table completely, even though there is null. Therefore, we are using left join. So we use left join and we join these two tables, user ID and sign up. Whenever we are joining two tables, we need a common column to join them. We have this user ID column, okay, to join them. Now the second thing that we are going to do is calculating confirmation rate. To calculate confirmation rate, what is the formula? Total number of confirmed by total number of requests made. So we need to count total request and we need to also count out of the total request how many of them got confirmed. All these two we need to count. So to do this, we are using a special thing called case statement. We will explain this concept So please stay tuned. The next step that we're going to do is we are going to divide the confirmed request by total request. This is how we get the confirmation rate. After calculating the confirmation rate, you might have this kind of guys like sixth guy who did not make any request at all, and the result shows 0.00. To set this result as 0.00, to set null values as 0.00, we use this if null statement in SQL. This is also we are going to cover how to write the syntax and all, so please stay tuned. We will use this if null to set the output in certain way. And the last thing that we are going to do is round the result to 2 decimal places. Here in the question they have mentioned whatever confirmation rate you got, you are supposed to round that to 2 decimal places. That also we'll do. These are the 4 things that we are supposed to do. So getting started with the concept. In this case statements, it's used for conditional logic within a query. So we'll use this case, we'll use this end. Here we'll write the condition. When condition, then result. Whatever condition you are putting here, if that becomes true, then the result will directly becomes this. So if you have a fixed result and if you have a fixed condition, then you can use this case statement in SQL. So it allows you to create different outputs based on specific conditions. So we have this condition, we have the result. When other condition, then other result. Else other condition, then other result. Like this, in this type of syntax, we can use this case statement. Now moving ahead, we will use one more thing called if null function in SQL. We are using if null function because we know for particular expression we will get null values. When we know that we are going to get null values, we can replace the null values with any other value in this parameter. So in the syntax you can see if null expression comma replacement. Replacement what? In our question, in our situation, what will be the replacement? 0.00. So whatever expression you're going to put here, if that becomes null, whatever value you're going to replace here, that will become the output. Okay. Now let's start with the code. The first step we are going to do is calculating the confirmation rate. To calculate the confirmation rate, first we need to know how many times the request has been confirmed. To do that, we are counting and we are mentioning the condition using case end. When condition, then 1. If the request is confirmed, then what will be the rate? It will be 1. So we are counting how many times the request is confirmed, how many times it has become 1. Okay. Case, when, condition, then the result will be 1, and this case syntax, that is end. The second thing that we are going to count is how many times the request has been made by specific user. Now to calculate the confirmation rate, we will divide this by this. Number of times user confirmation request is confirmed divided by number of times the user made the confirmations. And after dividing this, we are rounding the result with 2 decimals. Rounding the result with 2 places. So to do that, we use this round function and the last parameter will be giving 2 value. Now for this type of people like 6, if the result is going to be null, we are replacing the null with 0.00. So we'll put all this expression into this if null parameter, and if this result in null, that is the function, if this result in null, then the value in the output should displayed as 0.00. I hope you understood all these statements. So let's check out the complete solution for the problem. First thing we are going to do is we are joining the tables, signups tables and left joining confirmation tables. Signups table short form is yes and confirmation table short form is C. How we are joining these two? Using the user ID column in the both tables. S.user ID is equals to C.user ID. That's how we are joining these tables. Now, the same user ID might do multiple requests, right? So 3 has requested 2 times, 7 has requested 3 times, like that. So to understand, each row in the output corresponds to single user. We are grouping by the user ID rows. Okay. After grouping by, we will do this operation. We'll calculate the confirmation rate and we'll show the result. How are we doing it? In the output, we want 2 columns. The first column will be user ID column and the second column will be confirmation rate column. In the confirmation rate column, we write as confirmation rate. So in the confirmation rate column, the answer will be all this statement. How all this big long statement came, we have discussed earlier. Okay. In short, I'll tell you again. First, we'll calculate the confirmation rate by dividing number of confirmed requests by total number of requests, and then we are rounding it to 2 decimals, and if there are any null values, we are replacing it with 0.00, and all the result that came from this long line, we will mention those values in the column name confirmation rate. So this is how we solve this problem. I hope you understood. Thank you so much for watching till the end. We are done with this, all the problems from the basic joins concept. In the next video, we'll start with the next topic in the Leetcode SQL 50 challenge. So stay tuned. If you like this video, make sure you like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Get play soon. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Bye bye.